Welcome to Birds of Coto, episode 15, and today we're going to talk about two birds which are very similar and very hard to tell apart. Now you may already know who these birds are hawks. One is a Cooper's hawk and one is a sharp-shinned hawk, and they're very common in Coto de Caza. Now the first trait is their size. The Cooper's hawk is larger, the size of a crow, and the sharp-shinned is smaller, the size of a jay. Now, the females are always larger than the males, so a female sharp-shinned is sometimes as large as a Cooper's male, so hard to tell them apart. Next is the head shape. The Cooper's has more of a flat head, and the sharp-shinned has more of a rounded head. Next is what's called the head cap or hood. Now the Cooper's has a true black head cap that extends only on his head, and the sharp-shinned has a cap that extends down the back of his nape. And finally is the tip of the tail. Now the Cooper's has a rounded tail, and the sharp-shinned has a straight tail, or a flat tail. And sometimes the tail also has a notch. So there you go. 4 easy characteristics to remember when you see one of these hawks that look very, very similar. Now in flight, there's a couple ways to tell them apart, but the easiest way, or the most effective way, is to take a look at their tail. The Cooper's has a rounded tail at the back, and the sharp-shinned has more of a flat tail. So let's get on with our bird. Okay, I'm on the 10th hole of the south course, waiting for my 3-inch birdie putt, and we see this guy. Let's see who he is. He has a roundish head, a pretty flat tail, he's got a notch in it, and the nape of his neck looks a little dark. This is a sharp-shinned hawk, and that's his call. He is a Accipiter striatus. He looks a little large, so I think this is a female, probably about the size of a grackle. Now they hunt by perching from cover and flying quickly through the dense vegetation, and they attack songbirds like sparrows, warblers, and finches. They rarely eat rodents or rabbits. I'm on Vista del Verde, and high in the treetops is this guy. He's got a black head, and it looks like it's rather flat, so perhaps he's a Cooper's hawk. Let's take a better look from the front. We zoom in. Wait a minute. This is a different sort of bird. This is a juvenile. Now the juveniles have what's called streaks, which run vertical. The Cooper's is dark and the sharp-shinned is light brown. The adults have what's called bars, which run horizontal. So this is likely a sharp-shinned juvenile hawk. And you also see his tail is a little bit flat with a little notch. Let's take a closer look. Now they're very close, so sometimes we mix them up, but it looks like a sharp-shinned. Now on the other side of Vista del Verde, I find this guy, kind of hidden in the tree. I'm only about 15 feet away from him, so it's pretty close. He's got a black cap, a true black cap, so we're going to say he's obviously a Cooper's hawk, or a Accipiter cooperi. Now in flight, you could also identify these guys. This is a Cooper's hawk. He's got broad wings. He soars more and does very slow flapping. You can almost count the strokes when he flaps. This is our Cooper's hawk flying. In contrast, we have a sharp-shinned hawk. He's got narrow wings and he flaps very fast, almost so you cannot even count the flaps. You could also see his very flat, sharp tail. I'm on Coto de Caza Drive, and in this tree is another one of our hawks. Let's see who he is. He is a Cooper's hawk. You see by his true black cap. Along the 9th hole on the south, or doglegs left, we have this fellow, and once again it's another Cooper's hawk. You notice his very flat head. Now his head isn't really flat, he just has feathers on the back of his head that stick up to make him look flat. This on the left is the male. He's a little smaller, and on the right is the female. And they're a breeding couple. And how I know, well, I just know. So here's the call of a Cooper's hawk. The Cooper's hawk is named after the ornithologist William Cooper. He's also known as a big blue darter, a flying cross, a hen hawk, a quail hawk, a striker, and a swift hawk. Now he hunts small to medium-sized birds, but he also takes his share of mammals and reptiles. So thanks for watching another episode of Birds and Coto, and hopefully when you're out there on the golf course or walking our trails, you can tell the difference between a Cooper's hawk and a Sharp-shinned hawk. Have a great day. Bye.